What's going on, guys? This is another episode here of Nolan's Pod. We're back again this week. Last week, I told y'all that we were going to be talking about the MLB playoffs, Major League Baseball playoffs, because they have started and they are underway. And that's what we're going to continue to talk about in this October. This MLB playoffs has been it has gotten out to such a great start. These teams are playing their hearts out. They're playing their butts off. And you have to give credit where credit is due. Last week, when I did my episodes last week, you had Detroit playing the Astros. And I told y'all that the Astros were the favorite, which they were. And Detroit, they beat them game one. And I came on after that and I said, I still think that the Astros got it. Well, Detroit won that game too. They advanced to the ALDS, the American League Division Series, to face the Cleveland Guardians. Game one against the Cleveland Guardians, Detroit gets rocked by Cleveland 7-0. Game two, they come in yesterday. That's what we're going to talk about right now. A pitcher's duel, obviously. Even though Matthew Boyd only went 4.2 innings, he's only made 8 starts on the year, has Matthew Boyd, coming off of Tommy John surgery. And, in the postseason, these managers have short leashes. And being that Matthew Boyd only had 8 starts this year, Stephen Vogt was going to have a shorter leash with him. But the 4 innings that Matthew Boyd did pitch, he was phenomenal. He didn't give up any runs. He only allowed 4 hits. Like I said, didn't give up no runs. Only allowed 2 walks, and he struck out 5. You know what I'm saying? One more batter, and he goes a full 4 innings. So he was phenomenal. Ironically, Matthew Boyd is pitching against his former team because he used to pitch for the Detroit Tigers. So I know it meant a lot to him to be able to shut his former ball club down. Obviously, they didn't get the win. Obviously, that's not Matthew Boyd's fault. So, not his fault at all, And I'm sure if you ask Cleveland, if y'all can't be up 2-0, at least y'all going to Detroit, and it's 1-1 in the all but pivotal game 3. It's coming up in Detroit tomorrow. Cleveland just couldn't score any runs. Detroit had their ace going, Tarek Skubal. And when you have your ace going, you like your chances. Like I told you guys, Detroit lost game 1, 7-0. That's a football score. Okay, cool. Detroit's going into game 2. They confident. And you know why Detroit's confident? Because they have their ace going on the mound. Tarek Skubal is their ace. They knew that they had him going game 2. And what did he do? He didn't disappoint. He did what he always does. He was the ace. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, and I think he got 2 double plays. And the 2 double plays that he did get, it was huge. I mean, absolutely huge. The last double play that he got, I think it was in the 7th inning. It was runners on 1st and 3rd, and it was a slowly hit ground ball to Trey Sweeney. And when it was slowly hit, usually when it's slowly hit, your chances of getting a double play is likely to none, especially depending on your base runner. If your base runner is fast, you can forget about it. If you have a base runner like, let's say, Jake Rogers, catcher for Detroit, or let's say Giancarlo Stanton for New York for the Yankees, if you have a slow base runner like that, you have a pretty good chance. But that ball was so slowly hit to Trey Sweeney. I'm thinking, oh man, Cleveland just scored 1 run. No, they turned a double play to get out of the 7th inning. Tarek Skubal walks off the mound, fired up, barking, because he's excited, obviously, rightfully so. So when they turned that double play, I was saying to myself, it's Detroit's game. It's Detroit's day. Whatever they do from the 7th inning on, it's Detroit's day, because that double play was not supposed to be turned. And then they had already turned a double play for Tarek Skubal earlier in the game to get him out of a jam. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, whatever happens from the 7th inning on is Detroit's day, because it was no way in the world that double play should have got turned, and it did. This was a great defensive game by both teams. You had Stephen Kwan rob Detroit of a hit and getting on the board first. Ball looked like it was going to get down in left center, and Stephen Kwan just makes an absolutely miraculous diving catch. He has a gold glove, so it's not like it's surprising. And Cleveland's outfielders are really good. Stephen Kwan is a really good outfielder. Lane Thomas in center field is a really good outfielder. And then you had right fielder. Kinsey, you had him. He threw out the runner at second base. He threw out a runner at second base trying to stretch a single into a double. And I mean, he just absolutely fired one in second base, threw the base runner out. So Cleveland's outfield defensively in left field, center field, right field, Lane Thomas, Joel Kinsey, Stephen Kwan, they all have great arms. They're all good defensively. And it was a really good defensive game, as I mentioned to you guys, by both teams. Tarek Skubal, he went 7 innings, 3 hits allowed. That's it, through 7. 8 strikeouts, 2 double plays. He was the ace on the mound, and he kept Cleveland off the board. Cleveland didn't score any runs in this game. He kept them off the board for 7 innings. And then you had Will Vest coming out the bullpen and Bo Brisky come in to finish the job after Tarek Skubal was done in his 7 innings. So, they finished out the job. In the 9th inning, Emmanuel Clase is in, one of the best closers in the game in Clase. He hasn't given up a run. He hadn't given up a run since August 30th. We are in October. He gives up a 2-out single to Jake Rogers, Detroit's catcher. And then Trey Sweeney comes up after Jake Rogers and he singles. So it was 2 guys on with 2 outs. Next thing you know, Kerry Carpenter comes up with the swing of his life with 2 outs. He hits a 3-run, no doubt, home run off of one of the best closers in the game. I think it was an 0-2 count at that. And it was a mistake pitch by Emmanuel Clase that he left in the zone, and Kerry Carpenter did not miss it. He did not miss it. And it was a no-doubter of a home run. And if you could listen to Brian Anderson's call on that home run, you understand the importance and how big it was, being that it was 2 outs in the 9th inning with 2 runners on, 0-2 in the count. One of the best closers in the game. And Kerry Carpenter hit a no-doubter 3-run homer. And Progressive Field just goes dead silent. The only person that you can hear in that stadium is Brian Anderson making the call on the 3-run homer. Other than that, it was silent as I don't know what. I mean, to silence a crowd like that in the 9th inning off of one of the best closers in the game, I told y'all, when they turned that double play in the 7th inning, they had no business turning that double play. So when they turned it, when the 7th inning was over, I'm like, whatever happens from here on out is Detroit's day, because there was no way in the world that double play should have got turned. And it got turned, and it got Tarek Skubal out of the jam, and it kept the Cleveland Guardians off the board. I knew it. You have that feeling, and you just know the rhythm of the game, the flow of the game. You know how it goes, and momentum. You just know the momentum of that double play. You're like, whatever happens, Detroit has it. They got it. They got this game because the luck is in their favor. They have the confidence, and they got the momentum. And that was all she wrote. 3-0 win, Detroit. Series tied 1-1. We go back to Detroit. All 4 of Detroit's postseason games have been on the road, so this is going to be their first home playoff game in 11 years? So Comerica Park's going to be rocking. They're going to be rocking. Rightfully so. They should. Detroit has momentum. Tarek Skubal probably gets to start game 4, or not game 4, game 5 to try to close out the series in the game 5. If you're Cleveland, you're confident still. You got game 1 7-0, and you lost game 2 3-0. Okay, you're still confident. You're confident. It's 1-1. You're not down 0-2. You didn't go up 2-0. It's 1-1. More than likely, whoever wins that pivotal game 3 more than likely wins the series. So if you're Detroit, you're confident. You're confident still. It just wasn't your day. That's it. And move on. Clase's one of the best closers in the game still. And he's human. He hadn't given up a run since August 30th. We're in October. Yesterday was like October 7th. He's human. He made a mistake on the 0-2 pitch. It happens to all the pitchers that have pitched in this game. You good. Series 1-1. We have a series. I'm excited that we have a series. And it's 1-1. And it's gonna be do or die. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have a series than have somebody getting swept and it not being a series. You know what I'm saying? So, that's all she wrote on that one. Transition to the other one, the Yankees and the Kansas City Royals. Obviously Kansas City lost game 1. What was it? 5-6. That game was a winnable game. They didn't get it done. The pressure's on the Kansas City Royals to win game 2 because they're in Yankee Stadium. And you don't want to go home down 0-2 in the series, especially to a team like the New York Yankees. The Yankees wasted no time getting off and scoring, as the bottom of the third, Gleyber Torres, he comes up, he draws a walk, Austin Wells singles, and he scores Gleyber Torres. Well, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Gleyber Torres walks, Austin Wells singles, Gleyber Torres advances to second. Giancarlo Stanton hits a rocket to Bobby Witt Jr. at shortstop. And when Giancarlo Stanton hits the ball, it's usually hit pretty hard. And it got hit so hard that it kind of deflected off of Bobby Witt Jr. at shortstop, and it went into left field, and it deflected so much off of Bobby Witt Jr. that Gleyber Torres was able to come around for second and score. And it wasn't a base hit, like it was just a hard hit to left. It was a deflected hit off of Bobby Witt Jr., and it was able to get into left field enough and away from Bobby Witt Jr. that Gleyber Torres had the time to come around second and score. As I just told you guys, the exit velocity off of Giancarlo Stanton's bat is usually very high, and it's usually very hard hit, and that's what that was. It was just unlucky that it deflected and hit off of Bobby Witt Jr. the way it did. So 1-0 Yankees. Going to the top of the 4th, Salvador Perez hits a solo homer off of Carlos Rodon. We're tied at 1. Next thing you know, Yuli Gurriel, he singles, and he advances to second on a wild pitch. Tommy Pham singles, and he drives in Yuli Gurriel. It's 2-1 Kansas City on an RBI single by Tommy Pham that scores Yuli Gurriel from second base. Tommy Pham, he steals second base. So Tommy Pham steals second base. Garrett Hampson comes up, he singles to left field. Tommy Pham scores from second base. It's 3-1 Kansas City. This is in the 4th inning. Garrett Hampson advances to second base because the throw was coming home, and Garrett Hampson was able to advance to second on a throw coming home. That's why they always teach you guys to throw to the cutoff man. The reason you throw to the cutoff man, because that eliminates the runner that's at first base from going to second base if you throw to the cutoff man. That's why they always say throw to the cutoff man. They tried to throw home, and they tried to throw Yuli Gurriel out. knowing that you're not going to throw Yuli Gurriel out, that advances Garrett Hampson, who's coming around from first to go up to second. Unfortunately for the Yankees, that one mistake alone was crucial too, because you have Michael Garcia. He comes up, he singles to right. Garrett Hampson scores. If you just throw to the cutoff man, Garrett Hampson's only going to be at second base. But instead, he advanced to second base on a throw that y'all made home, that y'all shouldn't have made home plate. Y'all should have threw to the cutoff man. Michael Garcia singles. Garrett Hampson is at second base. He comes around easily and scores from home. That's why they teach little leaguers, throw to the cutoff man. Throw to the cutoff man. If you don't have a shot at getting the runner at home plate, do not throw to home plate. Throw to the cutoff man so you could leave that guy that's at first base. You could leave him on first base and he doesn't advance to second. This happened all in the fourth inning. Salvador Perez's homer happened in the fourth inning. Those base hits happened in the fourth inning. This all happened in the fourth inning. Cole Reagans pitched for the Kansas City Royals. He did not have his best stuff, but he gave them 4 innings. 3 hits allowed, 1 run, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Obviously, 4 walks. That was the problem for Cole Reagans mostly. He couldn't locate his pitches well. He couldn't locate his pitches, and he had 4 walks, but he was able to get out of it unscathed. He gave him 4 innings, didn't have his best stuff. Kansas City Royals bullpen, they used 4 pitchers out of the bullpen. You have to give the Kansas City Royals bullpen credit for holding the fort down for Cole Reagans, knowing that he didn't have his best stuff last night, knowing that he battled and he fought through it. On the flip side of that, for the Yankees, Carlos Rodon started for the Yankees. He only went 3.2 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, 4 runs, 7 strikeouts. In that 4th inning, Carlos Rodon, he allowed all those 4 runs in that 4th inning, did Carlos Rodon. So he's a left-handed pitcher too, as is Cole Reagans. Carlos Rodon did not have his best stuff either, and that bit him in the butt, and the Kansas City Royals were able to take advantage of that, especially in that 4th inning. The Yankees, with them having an off day today, which is Tuesday, they have an off day. They used all their bullpen guys. They let them loose and used all the bullpen guys because they have an off day. They don't play until tomorrow. So I would use my bullpen guys too as much as I can, get their feet wet, you know what I'm saying? So Jazz Chisholm Jr. comes up in the bottom of the 9th. He hits the solo home run, is 4-2. Obviously the final score ended up being 4-2. Series is tied 1-1 going to Kansas City. Game 1, Kansas City could have stole that game. They didn't. They lost. Okay, cool. They come back game 2. They take care of their business. They going back home. If you're a Kansas City fan, you're happy because you beat the Yankees. The series is 1-1. Not only is this 1-1, the Kansas City Chiefs played Monday Night Football last night, and they won. So both Kansas City teams won. The Chiefs won. They beat the Saints. The Kansas City Royals won game 2 of this Yankee series. They go back home 1-1. If you're a Kansas City fan, you had a lot to be happy about last night, rightfully so. Tonight, you have the Philadelphia Phillies. They go to New York and play. This is going to be New York's first home playoff game in 2 years. So, Citi Field's going to be rocking. Y'all know I hate the Mets, but I want them to beat the Phillies. And then you have the Dodgers and the Padres. Obviously, the Padres lost game 1. The Dodgers won game 1. But game 2, San Diego came back and they rocked the Dodgers 10-2. Petco Park is going to definitely be rocking. And it got heated in game 2 of that series. It got very heated in that Dodgers series, game 2. They were throwing stuff at Jackson Profar in left field. Objects were getting thrown on the field. Obviously, when that happens, that's not good. Manny Machado and Jack Flaherty were going at it. Fernando Tatis Jr. got hit on purpose. Um, they're trying to say that Manny Machado threw a ball towards Dave Roberts with intent in the Dodgers dugout. I personally have not seen the video to it. The video is out. I have not personally seen it. I would say to you guys that I don't see Manny Machado doing that intentionally. And Manny Machado addressed it and said that he throws the ball into the dugouts all the time, especially baseballs that are not needed. He'll throw it into the dugout. So on that part, I believe what Manny Machado is saying. I don't think he would try to throw at an opposing manager intentionally, especially when it's a manager that he played for. So that series got heated game 2. Game 3's tonight. That's all I have for you guys today. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we out of here.